Yes.
Longo?
Take no part.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Report of the manager.
Yes. On July 25th, we had several service leaks on Berry Street, which our water department addressed and corrected. On July 31st, we had a 6-inch water main break on 78 Bremen Street and 10 foot of 4-inch water. 10 foot of 6-inch water main was replaced and 4 water services. On August 1st, we had a 6-inch water main break on Dromden and Thornblower. We replaced 5 feet. On August 2nd, we had another break, a 6-inch line again at 55 Bremen Street, and we replaced 8 feet. On this Thursday, August 10th at 10 a.m., we are having the pre-construction conference for the Silver Lake Firehouse. And once we have that, we will get a start date. We also have the street construction that was brought up, and some comments to the fact that the contractor went on vacation for 3 weeks. I have been informed by Mr. Harretts that the contractor was not prepared to start when they did, but as an accommodation to the township, they started concrete work on 2 of the CDBG streets, all right, so we could show that we actually started that work, and that they would be back the 3rd week of August, which in fact is next week. So the delay was agreed upon prior to construction starting. That's all I have, Mayor.
No.
Well, I guess I don't have to bring up about the Silver Lake Firehouse anymore, right, Mr. Tucci?
One would hope not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mark, they're gonna come back the 3rd week of August. Will they finish all of these streets by whatever it is, the end of October?
That's our expectation.
They really should
That's
do.
our expectation.
And in the future, the contract, we really should have a timeline here. When they start, a starting date, and a finishing.
I believe there are a number of days that are stipulated in the contract, but I don't have that information.
But we really should have a timeline
Yes.
rather than a number of days, because, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they started, they left, and then the mills closed.
Yes.
So, I really do want to see that next year, through Mr. Harris. Also, I received some inquiries. There's a fire hydrant on the corner of Beach and Little Street, and people believe that it's not operating. So if we can check that out, and if I could have a follow-up on that.
Absolutely.
There's a representative out there. Thank you.
Yeah, Maura, through you, I just want to thank you and also the police chief for National Night Out. We attended that and it was a great success. As always, I think we had 6 locations that were around town, and each one had lots of people, lots of information that the officers handed out. It was very good. Thank you, Chief. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Vinny was saying about the National Night Out. It's great. Could you do me a favor and take a look at Les with Tom Harris?
I'm sorry.
Les, Les Street over.
Les?
The microphone on, they will hear you.
You want more? You want more? Thanks. Okay, just Les. Les, a street we need to be paved.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Welcome, Mayor.
Joe, what about Joe? Does Joe have anything?
Do you have anything, Councilman?
I do not.
Communication day request received from the residents of Beach Street for permission to conduct a block party on Saturday, August 19th from 11 to 10
Make a
p.m.
motion, we approve it.
Second.
Quick question here. We have something from you too.
Yeah, it's on the new business.
That's on the new business.
Okay, go through it.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball? The letter of resignation received from Donna Caruso as alternate
Make a
registrar.
motion, we accept it.
Second?
Clerk will roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Member to
Mayor Kimball?
why to resign?
She just expressed the desire not to continue as the alternate.
Okay. And we
No,
have,
nothing in particular, there's always.
do we have something that's going to be the alternate?
Yes, we have something like that.
Okay.
Ordinance number 1 for introduction, an ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Township of Belleville, Chapter 8-16, handicap parking spaces.
Make a motion to introduce it.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Ordinances for public hearing, second and final.
Ordinance number 1 for public hearing, an ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Township of Belleville, Chapter 3-26, publicly owned playgrounds.
Make a motion, open it for public hearing.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
Does this include the rec house?
Hope so. It's a public, it's a town playground, yes?
Right. Perhaps you could help the police. In the last 2 elections, I brought it up at this meeting, the lights on the building have been out. In fact, the poll workers called and stated, we went to about 6 o'clock during the winter election, they're out. Can we make sure the lights work?
Sure.
This way, there's no parking there, the police can see if there's anybody in there. I mean, these are simple things we can't change. Make sure the lights are on all the time. Thank you.
Make a motion, close public hearing, move
Second.
for adoption.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Ordinance number 2 for public hearing. An ordinance to amend the codified ordinances of the Township of Belleville, Chapter 8, Section 2.9, entitled Time Limit Parking.
Make a motion, table.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
Ordinance number 3 for a public hearing, an ordinance to amend the codified ordinances of the Township of Belleville, Chapter 8, Section 2.7, entitled Stopping or Standing Prohibited During Certain Hours on Certain Streets for the Purpose of Street Cleaning.
Make a motion, open it for public hearing.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Make a motion, close public hearing, move for final adoption.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Ordinance number 4 for public hearing, an ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Township of Belleville, Chapter 8-16, handicap parking spaces.
Make a motion, open it for public hearing.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Make a motion, close public hearing, move for final adoption.
Second.
Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Make a motion, open public participation. Clerk call roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Ms. Franklin,
Phyllis Frank Antoni, Mount Prospect Avenue. I see our phantom councilman is on the phone again, which I don't think is legal. I would like to know how he gets his packet delivered to him way down where he is. Like you get a packet on Friday, what's going on, how's he get his?
Oh, it's delivered to his home?
Through the phone?
No.
Oh,
To his home.
To his home? And then who delivers it to him in Florida?
Delivered to his phone, to his home.
Okay, well, I have something that I took some off the internet. The New Jersey First Act, residence required for public employees. And it said the law requires every person holding an office, employment, or position in the state of New Jersey shall have their principal residence in the state of New Jersey, which means where the person spends the majority of his or her non-working time, and which is the most clearly the center of his or her domestic life, and which is designated as his or her legal address and residence for voting. And it does not mean that your house is for sale, that is your resident. You have to live in the house, not live in another state and say that is your resident. So I think that Mr. Longo, since he's on the phone, ought to resign now and give the public what they deserve to be here where he belongs to run the daily business. He is in Florida. We're not going down there and chase alligators from his yard. So tell him to get his butt in that chair.
Thank you, Mr. Minnie. Anybody else? Yes, I'm sorry.
Patricia Wells, 8th Beach Street. Well, I just want to thank Mr. Tucci for Mary Street, because everybody's happy finally on Mary Street. You know, I mean, it's been long coming. They've been there from since March. But on the second hand, back to last week, the last month of the blinking lights. Steve, we talked about the blinking lights. Well, I noticed in town, we do have them. They are up by school number 5, and they are up by Medwell Funeral Home. So, we do have
I mean,
them
the
there.
crossings.
Right.
Yeah, we have one on Belleville too.
Right, so that's the same streetlights that I'm talking about for the shop right.
Yeah,
The
understood.
same exact one. So,
Yep.
no, because you asked me which ones was I talking about, that's the exact
Because there's
one.
one, I've seen the ones on 5 and on Belleville, the other one on 7.
Yeah, it's right by Medrose, it's by the candy store on the corner now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Franklin, comment?
Yeah, through the chair, I'd like to address the town manager. Mr. Tucci, I've been probably 20 years since Cerami was our public works director. Suggest when temperatures are in the 80s, that we seal the cracks in our street. And I always get, yes, oh yeah, we could do that, and we never do it. So maybe, since we did a nationwide search for you, best town manager in the nation,
Thank God we found you, right?
before, do you think we can get these cracks sealed? Because, you know, you've been around a long time. The water gets in there in the winter, freezes. When water freezes, it grows 11%. The cracks get bigger, and then we have streets that deteriorate. I noticed Nutley, they seal streets. We go through them and seal them. Can we get the same service in Belleville? It's 20 years I've been asking for this. And I get yeses, and the summer goes by, and it's never done. Resolution 6, another change order for the bathrooms at the Franklin Avenue Firehouse. The original price was $94,000 for a bathroom renovation, which that boggles my mind. But there's been 4 change orders. $13,800, $9,700, $2,500, and now $11,600 change order. That's almost a 40% change. Now, what can they be doing to a bathroom for $131,000? Councilman Burke, you don't understand it. It's in your packets on the agenda tonight. It went from $94,000
She doesn't
contract.
understand how it got so high, that's what she was telling me. Not that she doesn't understand what's
Yeah,
going on.
well,
She doesn't understand that it got to $191,000.
All right, well, can you
For
tell
one
me?
bathroom?
That's what it says.
Bathroom and kitchen.
The fire headquarters bathroom renovation. 94,000 to that.
If I might, I came in on the end of that project, but my understanding is there was a redesign, all right, and that some of the doors were not satisfactory to satisfy the ADA requirements, all right, and that there was redesign and reconstruction that was involved.
Well, wait a minute. In the same resolution that you all have in your packet, it states that the change orders for the project were approved by the project architect, Robert Cosarelli, who so conveniently is the same one that designed the great library design. And now it's the same one who designed the Silver Lake Firehouse, and Councilwoman Burke, you said you probably don't have to ask no more. With this kind of record, what is that $468,000 firehouse job gonna go to? $1 million? Right? Somebody's gotta answer it first. And secondly, through the chair, I'd like to ask the town attorney. From my recollection, when a contract goes over the original price by 20%, I believe there's a state law, it has to be re-advertised. This is a 40% increase in this town. So, How do you get by that state law?
I believe the change orders are an exception to that,
Really, on what basis?
because the change
The
orders,
state law says if the change orders exceed 20% of the contract price, it has to go back and re-advertise.
well, if it
For the
went
additional
back
change.
to be re-advertised, it had to start all over again. Almost doesn't make sense.
No, you could have, if there's extra work done, then you could advertise for that. Now, what would, can any of you answer me?
I think the attorney gave you the answer on it.
I'm asking you what exactly was done. I mean, just changing the door didn't increase the price by $40,000.
We never approved the change order before.
You did so approve
No,
change
we
orders.
never approved this $50,000, okay for them to do it. This is the first time we're getting it. We never said they could do this. The architect approved the change order. I'm voting no on it, but we never approved this $50,000 increase.
You approved a change order last year because my
Right, the
wife
change
brought
order.
up when it went to 118,000 or
Right, we
so.
approved the change orders before they did the work. The work is done now.
Well, somebody's gonna be held accountable. This is our,
I'm
and
voting
again,
no, so I'm gonna be held
I'm asking
accountable.
you, what was done, even, forget the 138,000. What was even done for $94,000? I mean, I just did, about a year ago, I did an operating room, had to comply with all kinds of medical details and all that. Half that price. And I thought that was a big job, $50,000. This here for a bathroom?
A bathroom and a kitchen.
Can anybody tell me what was done?
I don't think anybody can, but if they want, maybe we could table it and get the answers for you.
Well, I would suggest that, and the fact that you tell me I don't think anybody can, where have you all been going while this has been going on?
He just told you that.
Besides the bathroom and the kitchen.
Well, the kitchen I know is a bathroom. Bathroom, I don't know what's.
This says
They're both related.
for the fire headquarters bathroom renovation. It says nothing about a kitchen.
Well, in the bill, it's the kitchen.
And again, and that's not an ancient building, that's a relatively new building. And we've done renovations before.
It's pretty old. It's only relatively new.
It was in the 70s. Yeah, this is not one of our 1920 buildings and all that. Well, then I suggested that when we get some detailed answers about all these 4 change orders, each one, what change orders? And again, those three projects, the same architect, for all these cost overruns and legal things that were involved with the library and all that, we gotta start getting a different architect.
Thank you, Ben.
One more thing, you had the Humane Society here? All right, a couple of weeks ago, wake up one morning, my wife opened the patio door changed, and there was it looked like a frog, so I went and hit it with it was a bat, right? I put her in his back pail, put some grass and water, I don't know if he appeared injured. During the day, you don't see him. Next morning, there's another bat in the pail on top of him. I happened to take someone to the town nurse, Pat, and I went across to the health department. And I told her, I said, look, and the Humane Society just picked up a groundhog I caught. I said, I got these 2 bats, what do I do with them? They're not supposed to be out during the day, bats, and, they could be rabid. So the girl, I think Maria is her name, she called the Humane Society, wrote there. They said, oh, we'll pick them up, tell the resident it's $35 charge. I said, what do you mean $35 charge? So she was going, and I just talked to Colleen Britton in the hall. She said, no way she's there. I didn't pay it. I refused to pay it. I took it to the Meadowlands and took them out there. No. But you got to look, why are they asking for a fee when we're paying, I think, $80,000, $90,000 a year to pick up animals?
We'll find out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good question.
Sir.
Bill Milden, Humboldt Street. I just want to know where Joe Longo resides.
An answer, he's on the phone.
Joe Longo, do you have that answer?
I've already covered that a long time ago, so my answer is on the record.
78.
Is it on the record?
What is it?
Make a motion, close public
No,
hearing?
no, wait one second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
No, you go ahead.
Susan Valeri, Emmett Street. The handicap parking, you have a resolution there to be reevaluated every year. Emmett Street has parking on one side, okay, so parking is at a premium. I don't even want to bring up again the basement apartments that shouldn't be there because according to our attorney, there's nothing we can do about it. But the handicap spots, if a homeowner has a driveway, are they granted a handicap spot in front of their home also?
No,
It can be.
No, don't say no, it's investigated by the police. If it's not handicap accessible, or the landlord, or that individual does not own that house, it's granted, correct?
Well,
It can be, is my answer.
right, I can understand, so in other words, if it's a tenant, right, and they don't give them access to parking, they can apply for a handicap spot. Okay, I understand that, but how do you know who applied for that spot?
We investigate.
You do investigate.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
then, obviously, no one's ticketing these people because they have a handicap spot. Everybody in their family uses it. Their company uses it. Okay? It's like their own private spot. There's not one car that has a handicap placard or a handicap license plate. And I don't have any
You're
problem.
saying there's an assigned spot, ma'am, where
Yes.
it's not going to the assigned user?
Everybody in the house uses it.
All right, if you want to, I don't know if you could give the address, and we'll take care of it.
It's 75 Emmett Street.
Thank you.
I'll look into that, Mayor.
Lawrence?
Yeah. I have to agree with the lady. I mean, I have a handicap, but I have a driveway and a garage. So I would never apply for a handicap in front of my home. That would be very selfish when other people need the parking place. If you're in a home without a tenant, why do you need handicap in front of your house when you do have a garage and a driveway? That should be checked out. Because I know several homes that have done it and still do it. And like I say, it's selfish. I wouldn't even think of doing it when you have people looking for places. Our neighborhood, the last couple of nights, skunks. Unbearable the smell. What do we do to get rid of skunks? Now we got groundhogs and we got skunks.
And
What's
we got
next?
squirrels.
Oh, I got a load of them. Yeah. Because I have one neighbor that, I have a neighbor that keeps his yard like a jungle. What do you do about that? You don't want to have hard feelings with a neighbor, but when the place is overgrown with and that's where they're coming from.
Well, if it's overgrown, we could have the code enforcement issue a summons, or our town yard do the clean and lean on it and put a lien on the house.
Because it's terrible. These last couple nights over there.
I think if you give the town manager that address, we will take care of it.
Yeah, because I know animals are animals, they're gonna go somewhere. But why are you helping them and building a place for them to live? When they could go find another place somewhere, you know, in the park.
What was that address?
Well, I won't give it to you in the open, I'll give it to you, quietly, because, like I say, you don't want hard feelings with neighbors, but when you keep a clean yard, and you have somebody that doesn't give a darn around you, you know, it makes a difference. They got swamp trees. You know what a swamp tree looks like? They grow 10 feet in a night. And try to cut that down. Maybe I have to tell them they need a permit, cut the swamp trees down. Get them out of the yard. It's terrible how people can just let this junk go in their yard.
You call Colleen, she'll send the inspector up there.
Okay, that'll be good. And I have to agree with Vinnie. What, you got a gold-plated bathroom in the firehouse?
We're looking into it, Florence.
I mean, you know, we've had enough trouble at the library with cost. And, you know, it's like you're fixing construction that was just done. These prices are outrageous. We people can't afford this. Why do they need such a fancy bathroom? I don't understand it. It's a place to go to the bathroom, not to sit there and read. So, you know, can we cut prices here somewhere to help the people? It would be appreciated.
Because we're a public entity, some of it has to do with ADA compliance, I know that for a fact. So,
These change orders are ridiculous. They're out of sight.
Make a motion, close public hearing?
second.
You just made it.
Thank you. Mary Higgins, Brighton Avenue. Ever since the age-restricted housing went up at, of course, from the Niños near the old Taco Mill waterfall, there's been a huge displacement of animals. For example, on Maple Avenue, we never had mice before, never had possums. Now, in most of the houses that people have spoken to, they're flooded with little mice. Never happened before.
I don't think it's strictly the age-restricted housing alone.
Well, no, that's right down the street.
It's the
Also,
construction
with the
that was
flooding.
done on Carlos Hospital. It was also the Hoffman Roach property that was leveled. That all adds to the problem.
Well,
It's not
Hoffman
strictly
Roach
that
is
one
still-
problem.
It's still a sanctuary for wildlife, that they've been here a lot longer than we have,
We have been
right?
taking care of
How many acres of green space does Belleville have now? 60 instead of, 200, 300 it's supposed to have, right? I think we're down to 60. We're supposed to have 300?
Including the golf course.
Well, the golf course doesn't count, right? Does it?
Dog is a golf course.
Well, thank God you're not gonna redevelop the golf course.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right. Anyway, that's probably part of the problem, is that these animals, the trees being chopped down, more and more green space being taken away, they have no place to go. Thank you.
Yes, how are you? My name is Viviana Velez from Valley Street, and I'm really concerned, and not just me, I have many neighbors, unfortunately they couldn't make it today, because our street is turning into a garbage disposal. It's so sad to see the railroads, with a lot of people dumping garbage there, and also we have several trucks, parking over the night, and I'm very concerned because we have kids walking on the railroads. And now these trucks are right there, during the night, and we don't even know what the kids can do there. The doors are open. It's very close to Joralemon Street. And I don't know if our street is supposed to be a loading zone. I would like to verify that. Is that correct?
We're on Valley.
The mattress guy.
Here, Joralemon Street, Valley Street.
Valley and Drum.
Yeah, between Home Street and Joralemon.
Okay.
So I'm talking specifically about that block, but anyway, the whole street is awful. It's awful. And it's a shame on us because I love this town. This town, it needs to take care of every single, resident. And I grew up pretty much here with my kids, and it's just so sad. The street looks awful. And I don't know, I've been calling the police, and sometimes they said, well, Mrs. Ojeda, just made a phone call and take pictures, but unfortunately I work, so I don't have all the time. And my neighbors as well, they work, so they cannot take pictures all the time, with the people that are just going there. So maybe we need signs, which we don't have now, no littering, maybe a fine or something. And even the branches, the trees, all the vegetation that is growing there, I know it belongs to the state, and to Belleville, but as a resident, I believe Belleville needs to address something. So,
Yeah, have them call the railroad.
We'll call the railroad.
please, thank you very much.
We'll advise the police department to monitor that. Have that chief, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Make a motion to close. Oh, one more.
Rosina Capola, 24, Columbus Avenue, Belleville. I have a problem with my neighbor in the back. I'm 29 instead of 11. The poor gentleman is very sick, and I don't know where it is. Some member of the family has to be over there. And then they go over there and cut the grass, just the grass. But all the bush, they come over the fence, oh, I'm sorry, over the fence on my side. And my landscape is not responsible for that because it comes from a lot of side over there. And then each time I ask them, to cut it, they refuse. He has to call the office.
If a tree or a bush comes on your side of the property, you have the right to
Cut it down.
Cut it.
No, my landscape does not agree.
Well, you gotta get another landscaper. That's what the law is.
That's the law.
No, it's not
Don't tell me
responsible.
no. That's what the law is. If the stuff is over the fence onto your property, you can cut it down. That's what the law is. On your side.
That's
You
the
can't
wrong
cut-
law, sir.
What?
That's wrong.
Oh, thank you.
Because my landscape is not responsible for this.
Well, I'll tell you landscaper when it goes back down to Trenton to change the law again.
I'm not gonna change the
Well,
law.
be real about it. The law says if it's on your property, you can cut it down.
It comes over the fence.
You can cut it down if it
You
comes
can
over
cut
the
the fence
fence.
and that comes over.
It's not gonna cut.
Well, then you're stuck with it.
Maybe you didn't landscape.
You can.
So what am I gonna do about this?
Nothing.
Set the bush on fire.
That's not funny, I'm asking, what should I do about this?
You have the right to cut it. If you don't want to cut it, it stays there.
I'm not saying I don't wanna cut, my landscape does not agree, it's not his place.
Maybe you can get a landscape. Maybe you can get a landscape. Anything that's over on your property, you can trim up to the line of the line. Anything that's on your property.
If you pay an extra, you pay on it.
You can. We wouldn't misguide you on this. There's no reason for that. Ask another landscaper, maybe get a different answer.
I know you don't like the answer, but that's the answers.
Okay, how come nothing to be done on the other side, to the gentleman?
What's the matter with the gentleman?
What? Yeah, she wants you to do something with the gentleman that owns the property,
Exactly.
which you can't do, so.
Why don't you talk to him?
He's not home. He's somewhere, they put him somewhere, he's too sick.
You know what, more?
If you give us the address,
We'll send an
we'll try.
inspector
29
out to look at it,
Take a look,
and
yes.
if we can do anything, we will.
Yes, we will.
29, instead of 11.
Cedar Hill.
Cedar 11, yes.
29 Cedar Hill, okay.
Okay?
I hope something could be done.
If it could, we will do it.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Okay. Make a motion?
Make a motion, close public session.
Second.
Sorry, Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Move the consent agenda.
We're pulling 6?
Yep,
6?
yep.
6.
The other ones? Yep.
Nope.
You ready? John? Clerk call the roll on consent agenda.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
Make a motion, table number 6.
Second.
We'll try to get somebody, get answers on this?
Yes, we'll have answers for next week.
Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli? Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes.
New business.
New business.
Can we move that on one side?
Move on once, count.
Sure.
Make a motion, we move A, B, C, D, E, F, and G all at once.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Cosarelli?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Longo?
Yes.
Nattari?
Yes.
Robel?
Yes.
Strumelberg?
Yes.
Mayor Kimball?
Yes. Anything else in new business?
No, not me.
Ready? Motion adjourned.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you. Have a good night.